Hello everybody. Thought it's time to do another update video. Um, I don't do these enough. I should do more of these. Just take the camera, start talking kind of videos. But anyway, here we are. So these are the rabbit babies that are now pretty much 3 months old. And they get the run of the rabbit hutch. So they get to run around here, and then they also can do some digging. They have like a little rabbit hole here that they dug up. The good thing about this rabbit hutch is they actually can't really dig themselves out of it. One would think they could just go underneath this wire, but it actually goes 3 foot into the ground, and then there's actually a small concrete foundation underneath, and that's primarily as security against raccoons, because they at night are constantly digging, trying to get in. But the setup is like 3 years old now, and so far none of the rabbits were able to get out and none of the raccoons were able to get in. So this is working fine. It's actually also completely rat and mice proof. Biggest challenge really is keeping your livestock separate from rodents and birds and all that kind of stuff. And this hardwood mesh here that has a 1/2-inch hole, that's really the key. Anything bigger and you'll have mice, and anything weaker like chicken wire, raccoons will just tear it apart. But this does the trick. So anyway, here are those rabbits, and you can see there are 2 red ones in there, and I still haven't sexed them, so I'm not quite sure if I have a buck in there, but I'm very hopeful that at least one of them is a buck, and then I'm going to keep them for breeding. And then these guys here, I either sell them, they're New Zealand whites, and then there's some agouti styles. I will have to butcher them. There's our pet bunny, the little one here. That's like a little dwarf. And then this is actually a full-grown New Zealand agouti style, and they've become friends. So she gets a pass for now, and she gets to hang out with our pet bunny so that he has a little company. Then here is Heather, and she's actually in pretty good shape. Usually she tends to get fat very quickly, so I have to watch her. I can't really just free feed her, I have to control her feeding. But she's pretty trim right now, so I could breed her. I could breed all of my rabbits because it's still enough time before the heat comes, but I think I'm just gonna wait. I have so many rabbits and my freezer is full, so I'm gonna take my time. And I'm actually not really breeding for meat as much now as I am for color. These are my original 2 does. They're just sweethearts. And they haven't been bred at all for about a year, so I'm sure they would love to have some babies. So here's the rabbit hutch, or the rabbitry. Let's take a quick look at the chickens. Alright, see that in the background? That's our new and improved rooster. This is Star-Lord. If you've been following any of the videos, then you'll remember maybe that video of our first egg hatching that actually was not in a brooder or not store-bought eggs, It's our own fertile eggs. And then we had a broody hen, one of those buff Orpingtons. And we had 7 eggs and only one made it, and that's that guy. And he's our new rooster. And he's doing pretty good. He's pretty well adjusted in the flock. He can now stay on the ground. At the beginning he had to like hide up top because they were always pecking on him because he wasn't big enough. But now he's big enough that he starts mating them. And we have a whole bunch of chickens. Probably like 18 chickens. And he takes care of them. Keeps them protected. And then here we have all our bucks. And they get the run of the chicken run. This guy over here, he's the dad of all those red ones I showed you earlier. So he's an agouti style broken rabbit, but he has the red gene in him, so if I breed him to a red doe, then some of them will be reds. And he's a sweetheart too. Alrighty. Quick look in the nest box. I already get about 8 or 9 eggs a day, which is good for the fact that we're still in the winter time, and it's going to ramp up pretty soon here. It's going to go up to at least a dozen, if not more, and then we can sell those eggs. They just have a very high demand on these eggs. We sell them for $6 a dozen. And you might have heard that California just changed their animal welfare law as it comes to chickens. And they now require that any eggs that are sold in California are from chickens that have a lot more cage space than they used to have. So those battery cages can't hold as many chickens, or they have to make the cage bigger. And that immediately led to a price increase of the eggs. Since the implementation of that new law, which was January 1st, our neighbor told us that now regular non-organic eggs pretty much doubled in price. And you get, I don't know, like 18 for $6. So now our organic eggs that we sell for $6 a dozen are suddenly not as expensive anymore. And even though we never had problems selling them because there's such a big demand for organic, healthy eggs, now even non-organic eggs are way more expensive here in California, which is good. I think food should cost money because you want the food to be healthy, and you don't just want the cheapest possible way that's maybe inhumane, or it's just somewhere they're cutting some corners, and then maybe the ingredients that they're using or the feed is not as good. But that's that. Alright, that's going to be my update. Hope you're having a great weekend. I know the East Coast is probably still pretty cold here. We had a very mild winter on the West Coast. A lot of rain, which is good, but mostly sunshine. But mostly in the 80s. All right, have a good one. Take care.